I know that to prepare for Llewyn Davis, great movie, by the way.
Thank you.
Everyone's loving it, including me.
Cool.
To prepare for the role, you played your guitar in clubs around New York just to kind of get back into the music side, which you've done for so long. What were those audiences like when you were getting back into it? Did they recognize you? Did anyone boo?
I didn't get any boos, luckily. And no, they didn't recognize me. I think they just took me as somebody that was trying out their music. And that was really fun. It was fun to face an audience just with a guitar. It takes a lot of guts to just stand in front of people and sing just with nothing else but a guitar.
Do you remember an interaction that you had with anyone? If anyone was like, "Why haven't I heard of you before?" Or "Can I buy your albums?" That kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a few of those. Yeah, for sure. You know, I think people are always eager to hear new stuff. And the thing is, I played a lot of the songs from this movie, and the music in the film, it's all old folk songs.
Right.
And these songs have been curated by Joel and Ethan and T-Bone Burnett, and I think the songs are just these incredible songs that, like in the movie, like I say, they never get old, and they were never new.
I was trying to think of some of like the most widely known folk songs that everyone knows. How well do you think Llewyn would have gone over if he was singing like "I've Been Working on the Railroad"?
I don't know how well he would have gone over, but I'm sure he wouldn't have liked singing those songs necessarily. I think he usually would probably go for something that has a little bit more desperation, although that one comes from the chain gangs, the chain gangs working on the railroad. And it's just funny that they start from a very dark place, but like a lot of the folk music from the time, end up becoming something a bit more soft and mainstream.
Obviously, you have so much experience with music, so it's not like you were coming in and having to become great all of a sudden. But did you ever have a moment, either in preparation or during filming, where you were just like, felt like you wanted to be even better than you were, or like, ooh, that didn't go great?
Always. That's always the challenge. I think never being satisfied. And I think that's good. Obviously, if you take it too far, it becomes perfectionism and it can turn into a neuroses. But I think that general feeling, that feeling of, I feel like it could be better. I feel like, what work can I do that can make it be deeper and truer? That's the constant search for an artist, I think.
How much truth do you think there is to the perception that rock stars want to be actors and actors want to be rock stars?
Oh, well, is that the perception?
Some people have said that, yeah.
I guess I can understand it. Talk about not being satisfied. I think generally artists want to continue pushing the boundaries, and if I can understand how if someone does a particular art form that's very expressive and it's about expressing some sort of emotion, that trying to do that in other mediums, I guess I can understand why that happens.
Did it ever come up in conversation, just hanging out or anything, between, Justin Timberlake, obviously someone else who is bridging the two worlds, music and film? Did you guys ever talk about kind of going back and forth between those?
Yeah, a bit, and how it is. It's a tricky thing, because you don't want to be looked at as just an opportunist. But if you actually have a true desire, and I think if you feel like you can contribute something to the medium, then I think it's fair to try.
Was there any reassuring going on between you two at all?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily reassuring, because I think, I can't speak for Justin, but I know that for me, I feel confident that I have something to offer in both in music and in film, and I think he probably feels the same way.
Of course, a lot of people talk about this being a star-making role. You're someone that, it strikes me, you've been working for a long time, but once people start becoming aware of you, you seem to have had success very quickly. What do you attribute that to, aside from the fact that you're just really good?
A lot of luck. I think luck plays a big role for me, and I think for the Coens it's played a big role, and for T-Bone, and I think that's why this movie, in a way, is a recognition of that things could have gone the other way for us, but they've actually, we've been really fortunate in the way that it played out. But for Llewyn, things don't fall in his favor throughout the film.
Yeah, so often I feel like, you and all those people you mentioned are so talented, but many times it seems like talent is not necessarily the issue when it comes to people's success.
Timing is a big one, yeah.
What do you think is more important in a great musician? Great songwriting or great ability to perform?
Well, I think it depends. I think songwriting is probably, I'd say definitely songwriting, because if you perform a shitty song, then You know, just because you're really good at performing it. I mean, you know, it's like you can put diamonds on a turd, I guess, but it's still a turd.
I think that was the correct answer because my comparison was going to be Britney Spears or Leonard Cohen.
Yeah, well, I'd go with Cohen on that one.
Who's probably good at both, but.
Yeah,
If you had to pick Big Lebowski or Raising Arizona?
That's a hard one. I'd probably, I guess I'd probably go with Raising Arizona just because it's the first one that I saw, and it like I was like, what is this weird tone? It's so funny, yet I feel so weird and sad after it's over, and it was just such a specific thing that I think I'd go with Raising Arizona, although Lebowski's a close second.
Fargo or No Country?
I don't know, man. I can't really pick between the two.
Too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Is there a song on the radio that you really like now or really like singing now that you think would surprise people that you're a fan of?
I really like that. What's it called? Why I Love You, the Kanye and Jay-Z song.
Mm-hmm.
I love you so. Da-da-da-da, I love you. That song's awesome.
How do you feel like your rapping skills compared to your folk singing
Terrible.
skills?
Terrible. Yeah.
If your voice was in better shape, what song would you rap for me to showcase?
I would not rap any song.
Okay, had to ask. I thought it was interesting you said that as a kid you thought you could speak to cats. You obviously spent a lot of time with cats in this film. Do you remember any imagined conversations you had?
No, I would just meow a lot. So I thought I could speak their language, although I didn't know what. I thought I was just channeling, you know, I was just an open vessel for
Where
the
did
cat
that belief
gods.
come from?
Just because I would meow a lot and the cats would come.
They just flocked to you?
They would come. I mean, I had food too, so that probably had something.
That might have had something to do with it.
Maybe.
Well, what was it like having, I feel like having a cat actually attached to you by a wire must
Yeah.
be that's an experience not a lot of people get to have.
And really, they shouldn't. Because it's not. I don't recommend it.
No, why not?
No. Because a cat generally doesn't want to be attached to you by a wire, so it'll try to become unattached by whatever means necessary.
Is there an animal you think would go for that better?
Like a dead one, maybe.